Welcome to the Massimo Show. This is Rod Santamassimo, and welcome to the Massimo Show. This is part 2 of my interview with Mr. Michael McCormick, a man who, along with a couple of friends and fellow insurance agency owners, had a brilliant concept to create an online community of insurance agents. In the last episode of the Massimo Show, Mike shared his story and a little bit about the success of the community Insurance Soup, which has now blossomed into several businesses. In today's episode, I pick up the interview by asking Mike how many members there are in the Insurance Soup community today.
We've got 29 and change on Facebook, about 10,000 on LinkedIn, and I don't know how many Twitter followers I have. I don't really look at that as an audience. That's just people listening to my ramblings.
I was thinking. Now, Michael, do you have now this is commercial and this is any insurance, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And so do you have a breadth of how many licensed insurance agents exist in the United States?
About 300,000.
About 300,000. So what you're sharing with me is, which is just mind-blowing, is that assuming there's some overlap between your audiences, right, that you have at least 10% market share already captured.
Knock on wood, yeah.
My God. So got to ask a bunch of questions. Good guys, I want you to give folks, just listen to what we're saying here. It's funny, Michael, whenever I get excited, I go back to my New York roots. I say, guys. so let's.
What do you say down where you are? Utes?
Folks, y'all. Whatever. I don't say y'all. It doesn't work. But
right.
Let's think about this concept, reality, community. Now, Michael, I want to ask you before we take a quick break. I want to ask you this because I know you can say, hey, we invite everybody, but you don't invite everyone. You actually have a filter before you allow. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we started the group, we wanted to make sure that we were getting the absolute best out of the members as far as the advice, the opinions, and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that we all decided at the very, very start of this thing was that in order to keep the environment pure and the information flowing and people not being worried about what they're sharing and all that kind of stuff, that we needed to make sure that if you are a representative of a carrier, like if you were on the corporate side of things, if you were on the whole side of things, if you are an actual vendor in the industry, if you are a marketer for the industry, you are not allowed in because we need to be able to speak openly about all of that without fear of criticism or repercussion or anything like that. Now, has it been perfect? No. Obviously, some people do sneak in. Some people answer our questions facetiously. We find a lot of them. Do we have all of them? I have no idea. Probably not. That'd be damn near impossible. But we decided right out the gates that we wanted the environment to be as pure as possible. So the only people that are allowed in the audience are people who are literally in the trenches selling insurance. You need to be an agency owner or someone working in an agency. If you're any further up the ladder, then right there as the entrepreneur, as the business owner, you're just not welcome because you're going to dilute and pollute the water.
Yeah, let me just share with the audience. Michael was gracious enough to allow me to join his group to see how it works about a year ago, and I follow it, and I have nothing to add to at this point to the insurance, and if I did, it would be as a vendor. I can't do that. But what I'm shocked at is not only the engagement and the level of communication that goes back and forth, but it is what it is. There's very little profanity. There's really not, okay. But to the point where it could be with 30,000 members to audit all that, it'd be impossible. It would be.
One of the things that worked out for us in the very beginning was before we monetized, when it was just kind of like a hobby and we were looking to get people together to gain information and education and all that kind of stuff. When we didn't really have an end game in mind and we were just kind of having fun with it, whenever anyone would break any of our rules, we would drag them out publicly in front of the entire group, and we would hold what we called a public execution. So what we would do is we would grab a picture of an old school medieval executioner off of Google or whatever, throw it up with the post, and basically publicly announce the crime and ask the audience what we should do with them. And the audience was very bloodthirsty. They loved seeing heads roll. And what wound up happening was that core group of members that enjoyed the executioner, we retired him years ago, but the core group that was around for the executioner, they loved it, and they now police the group. So anytime anyone starts breaking the rules or acting out of turn or rowdy or disrespectful or something like that to other members, that stuff all gets reported very, very quickly. The group knows what's allowed to fly and not allowed to fly. And, we're very fortunate to have people that support our vision, support our dreams, support what we're trying to do, that don't want to see that kind of stuff in our environment, and call a spade a spade. I mean, at this point, it's our business. I mean, when you're in insurance soup, you are in my business.
You're in the business for less than 3 years and you're invited to be a guest speaker at a Gary Vaynerchuk event. Just speaks volumes to what you're doing on those platforms. We're going to talk about, Michael, what he's doing. And if anyone defines authenticity on what they post, it's Mr. Hey, this is Rod Massimo. And if you haven't told by now, Michael and I are having a really good time between the breaks. But let's talk about, look, folks, imagine your life. What it'd be like, regardless of what you're doing, if you had 10% market share, 10% market share, cheese and crackers, holy crap. Oh my God. Think about that. So Michael, you show us how you got it. And so first question first, how do you market insurance soup where people hear about it and want to become part of this community?
A lot of it is word of mouth at this point. But when we started, when we started actually advertising and started trying to, really kind of bring this community together, and it became more than just like a hobby, basically we built it in 3 stages as far as the advertising is concerned. The advertising began with a campaign that was kind of around the idea of being a part of the best kept secret in the industry. And it evolved to being a part of the fastest growing community of insurance agents that are openly sharing, to the 3rd stage, which we're still in right now, where everyone who's anyone is here. Why aren't you? And obviously we sell the benefits of being in the group. We offer a lot of discounts on a lot of different things at this point. We've got a lot of relationships with a lot of different companies. And, there's a lot of reasons to actually be in the group right now, even if you don't like me or my face. So, we're fortunate to, have a lot of reasons for the industry to be there. Now, I know you mentioned that we've got 10% market share. We've got 10% market share's attention. Mm-hmm. From there, we've got about, between all of our product lines, we've got somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000 clients. So awesome. That's basically 1 out of every 60 insurance agents across the nation is doing something with us right now.
Incredible. Yeah. And we're trading in attention from that standpoint. So how did you get to the point? You was doing something right. Look, I look at your posts, both in Insurance Soup and yours. I know when you had a colonoscopy. I know when your kid's birthday is. I know when you go to Disney. I know all that stuff. So what is your filter, if any, personal filter on social media?
I have none. It's an uphill battle argument with my wife all the time. But I am a firm believer in just sharing what I've got going on in my world or what I'm thinking about at the time. And honestly, a lot of it is because when Facebook offers up memories, I get to look at where I was at in my life. A lot of it is actually kind of a little bit self-serving in a way, yeah. But I like to know what people are thinking. I like to hear what people's thought processes are around certain things. So I do throw out controversial topics. A lot of times I'm just lighting the match and dropping it onto a puddle of gasoline and walking away just to let, watch people talk about it. But I'm very, very open. I'm probably an oversharer. I'm brutally honest with, anyone I'm talking to and with myself. And there's really no rhyme or reason to it. Pretty much everything that you read of mine or video that you see of mine or whatever, you're experiencing a spontaneous thought or moment of mine. And I've always felt that is the best way to go about putting yourself out there on social media because, authenticity, I feel like that's such a buzzword right now. And I hate riding on the buzzword train because, why wouldn't you be authentic? Who else are you going to be? Like the only person I know how to be is me. So saying, "Oh, I'm authentic." No, I'm just me. It's just who I am.
Yes, it's true. But you do put yourself out there consistently. And so the first question I have is, Michael, do you have a cadence of how much you want to post? You just post whenever it comes to mind.
There's really no rhyme. I'm not doing it strategically. The only thing that I'm doing strategically is making it a point to share what I've got going on.
Got it.
And I think what that does, if you take a look at, your friends list on social media, right? You're going through your news feed and what are you seeing? You're seeing people that are posting things that are not personal, memes, GIFs, however you pronounce that, political posts, whatever. People aren't really letting you into their personal life at all. I let you into everything. For better or for worse, I don't really have much shame. I don't really have much that I'm hiding either. And I think that because I'm willing to go places that most won't on social media as far as sharing, it allows people to feel as if they're actually getting to know me. And as a result of that, they're building that trust factor with me without me even so much as doing anything. I can't even tell you how many people I've met for the very first time that have told me, I feel like I've known you for years. Yeah. And I'm on the other side of that conversation going, well, I feel like I've known you for 6 seconds, you know? So, and that's the truth. That is a little bit of a weird element of what I do is, you meet people and they know a lot about you, but at the end of the day, they know a lot about me and they're trusting that I'm going to be able to provide for them. And, I do. So.
Oh, that's amazing. So you built this community, you filter it. Unfortunately, most of you folks, if you're insurance, you absolutely want to try to get into the community. If you're not, absolutely. And even if you're not in insurance, you should follow Michael on Facebook just to see what he posts, because it's incredible. It's just incredible. And I'll tell you, I have taken some of his posts I've taken one or two of his posts. I give you credit all the time, of course. I say, great entrepreneur, Michael McCormick is sharing this thing. And we get a lot of reaction from your posts. I love the Elon Musk post with the truck, by the way. That one was a big one.
Oh, dude, it blows my mind how you got these friggin' fat slobs sitting on couches at 2:00 in the morning with an open bag of Cheetos, criticizing the billionaire who's putting out an electric truck. Like, okay, so it's not pretty. Like, do people actually think that like Robo Truck, when it hits market, is going to look like this like disaster that it looks like right now? People really think that he claimed that it was a bulletproof glass. That was a total marketing play. They knew ahead of time that window was going to break.
Total. Beautiful.
I personally thought it was very smart marketing. I think that he's going to do very well with that truck. And shame on the couch potatoes for throwing stones at someone who is constantly just doing incredible and cool things.
There's a piece of Michael that you'll get, and that's what I love about Michael. You're gonna get his opinion, and that's great. So, what's next for Insurance Soup? And also share this career agent concept. That's one of the companies within Insurance Soup?
That was the very first business that sprouted up within Insurance Soup when we realized that the audience was really looking to get a good understanding of how to generate leads on social media. So Career Agent Concepts, that's like our big marketing mastermind. We put over 34 insurance agents through it the last 3.5 years. It's about 100 plus hours of material with dozens of different types of ads to run for your agency, a bunch of different types of advertising for referral partners, because when you go to your referral partners with opportunity for them, it secures those relationships a hell of a lot better than the agent that's walking in there with coffee. We teach agents how to automate things. We teach them how to build referral partner relationships. We teach them how to cut down on payroll, how to win back relationships that have left their agency. It's a pretty comprehensive education mastermind, whatever you want to call it, whatever cliche you want to throw on it. But basically, we are showing agents how to build a business in the digital age on social media, as opposed to knocking on doors, doing business walks, grinding the phones, that type of thing.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So what's next for Michael McCormick? Obviously, you're all in Insurance Soup. You are synonymous with that. Anything that you saying, hey, this is great. It's different. I think for 4 years. Do you see this happening in 40 years? Is that the vision?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I've got 3 little kids at home who don't even know what Insurance Soup is yet, but they know they want to take it over. And my partner Taylor's got 2 that also think they're taking it all over. So we're looking at this as a potential legacy for them at some point down the road. We're in this for the long haul. We really do love working with agents, even more than I love to, write in insurance. Like, I love working with the agents, helping these aspiring entrepreneurs hit their goals, achieve their dreams, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, they're a hell of a lot more fun to work with than the public. I did not have a great customer service voice when someone called me about their $2.18 rate increase. I just was not the best person to deal with for that conversation. But an insurance agent that's looking to, bring their dream to life and bring that kind of help and support to their community, I'm all about it. So.
Yeah, I was sharing with you today, the taping of this, I got a voicemail from a long-term client, and he just shared me that he just became number 1 in his firm after someone was number 1 for 13 straight years. And yeah, he grossed over $1 million, and he was ecstatic, and he said, thank you. And it wasn't about me or our coaches who coach him, but you're right. When you can help, and I think it was one of my favorite definitions of success comes from Adam Grant. If you guys don't know who Adam Grant is, you should Google him. You should know who he is. But he says, look, how we measure success is how do you make other people successful? And Michael, without a doubt, you are putting people in position to be more successful.
We've been very fortunate with that, for sure.
You have. Now, Michael, I can't let you leave unless you share with the people how to connect with you, Insurance Soup. Where can they find you? Where do they go? How do they get more of Michael McCormick?
Sure. You can join Insurance Soup on Facebook. That is by far our most active community. Just go to the search bar in Facebook, type in Insurance Soup, and go to join group. I will let you know in advance, if you are not an agent, you're not going to be let in. But if you are an agent, please feel free. If you are looking to check out our company or any of our offerings, you can go to www.theinsurancesoup.com. We went for insurancesoup.com originally, but would you believe it? There is an insurance agent I don't remember what state she lives in, but she's got the last name Campbell. And she snatched up Insurance Soup long before Insurance Soup was a thing. So if you're looking to visit our site, it's theinsurancesoup.com. If you go to insurancesoup.com, you're going to be hanging out with the State Farm agent with the last name Campbell. Theinsurancesoup.com.
Theinsurancesoup.com. And for those that are agents, absolutely, you got to go to Insurance Soup Facebook group. Mr. McCormick, Michael, I can't thank you enough for sharing your insight and really giving everyone there a benchmark for one day they're going to try to reach. But as we all know, knowing isn't doing. So you've done it. So congratulations.
Thank you very much, Rod.
Okay, Michael, all my best.
Likewise.
Okay, everyone. Well, that was the show with Mr. Michael McCormick. If you're not blown away by now, you must be dead. And if you need to be revived, go to Facebook and check out Michael McCormick's own personal page, and he'll bring you back to life, I guarantee. So until next time, as I always say, folks, knowing isn't doing. Please be the doing. Don't be just the knowing. Michael proved to you have to do. Until then, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. I want to thank you for listening to this version of the Massimo Show. And please, please go out and share this with your friends, your colleagues. Heck, share it with your dog. Just share it. And more importantly, just give me some feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. We all grow from understanding what our audience wants to hear. So until next time, this is Rod Santamassimo with the Massimo Show. Hi, this is Rod Santomassimo, president and founder of the Massimo Group. And did you know that for over the past 11 plus years, we've worked with thousands of independent contractors, solopreneurs, and small business owners just like you in repositioning their and/or their team's efforts so they can build the personal, professional practice they've always dreamed of. We provide coaching programs for all levels of experience, earnings, and yes, success. So if you're finally ready to get off that transaction treadmill and chasing deals that are growing nowhere and start building the personal, professional business and life consisting of greater wealth and more time, well, check us out at Massimo.coach. That's Massimo.coach.